This is Tara from the Fast Mode Studios. You have joined us in our MWC 2022 interview series. Enreach is a leading European provider of unified communications, providing contact technology and integrated telecom services that power thousands of enterprises across Europe. In recent months, the Enreach brand has seen major expansion across the region via acquisition of various enterprise communication solution providers, positioning the company as a market leader in this space. Today, we speak to Bertrand Pourcelot, CEO of Enreach for service providers, on trends in this market and Enreach's plans for this year's MWC. Over to Ishan Rawal, our editor and correspondent.
Thanks, Tara. Hi, Bertrand. Great to have you with us today.
Hi, Ishan. Great as well.
Right. Well, first off, congratulations on the acquisition of Spain's B2B cloud telephone service provider, Telstra. How will this acquisition further bolster B2B cloud telephony services for enterprises in the country?
The addition of Telstra to Enreach, I would say, was a next logical step for us in Spain after the initial acquisition of MWC in 2019. We believe that Telstra's cloud-focused approach, combined with their dedicated focus on SMEs and as well as the MVNO capabilities, are really a great fit and a great addition to MWC. It will allow us to deliver a one-stop shop experience in the Spanish market, combining UC, CC, fixed, mobile, and so on, to all type of enterprises. And the Spanish market is quite fast transforming, so that's a great opportunity.
Great. Well, so enterprise communications today require the integration of all key communication systems, right? Unified communications, contact centers, intelligent chat channels, and even marketing automation. So how have enterprise communication needs evolved in the past decade? And are vendors ready to meet these needs?
Quite a broad question here. I'd like to start with the end users. What we observe is that the end user expectations have evolved a lot during the past years. End users expect broader solutions while keeping or even enhancing their user experience, making it simple enough. So luckily at Enreach, we anticipated this move and these evolutions. And over the last 3-4 years, we've made several acquisitions to enlarge, to extend our portfolio beyond just UC, to add contact center, conversational bots, and so on, allowing us to deliver a broader portfolio to fulfill these needs. Of course, this is a transformation. This is a journey, and we are unifying these technologies because we don't want to have silos. We believe the user expectation is really to have a simple and enhanced user experience, avoiding any silo and any complexity. Also, I think at Enreach, you were asking about vendor readiness. I think we are pretty unique in that sense because we are not a pure vendor, we are a combined vendor and service provider. And by being such an hybrid player, we believe we can really bring a better user experience to the end users, but also make the life of our partners easier. By being the vendor, we can combine the cloud PBX, the UC, the CC, the conversational bots, them between each other, but also with the connectivity side. For example, to leverage some connectivity dependency, or improve the reachability of the end user, depending on the different means of communication and media of communication, but also through the integration with the OSS and BSS, which are key when you deliver a one-stop shop and when you want an easy, simple customer journey. So we believe we are quite uniquely positioned there as an hybrid vendor and service provider. I think another side of the question was how it has evolved over the past 10 years. I think we've witnessed quite a few changes. Obviously, the migration to the cloud, to IP, to software as a service, and this has been increasingly accelerated by the pandemic. So really some strong changes and acceleration there. Also, in line with this, the digital transformation of the enterprises, looking for more efficiency, not only solutions to work from home and so on, but not to be, I would say, in islands. They want integration with their CRM systems, with their ERP, with their vertical software. So bringing that together is key for the enterprises and for the end users. Also, we've witnessed more and more mobile adoption. In the context of Mobile World Congress, this is obvious, but the mobile trend is accelerating, and we expect further acceleration. And maybe a final trend to mention is the consolidation. I think there is some kind of a race to scale, both in terms of I mentioned the portfolio consolidation, but also the type of players. Some integrators, some resellers willing to become service providers, some vendors becoming service providers, some service providers developing their own solutions. So the market is really, I would say, going over changes, but we believe all these changes are great opportunities for us and that we are very well positioned to take advantage of them.
Great. That's very interesting. And yes, that was a very broad question, but you covered all bases really well.
Thank you.
But to build upon the point that you just touched upon about mobile, so what role does mobile communication play in the choice of an enterprise communication suite? Obviously, we're talking in the context of MWC. So how is Enreach delivering solutions to meet these needs?
Well, as I mentioned, people are increasingly using their mobile devices for business communication. And we observe that, I would say, globally, all over Europe, in all the countries where we are present. Now, with over 1,100 people spread in over 20 locations across Europe, we really can observe the market with local presence in detail. So we can testify this mobile adoption and the increase of usage, both voice data, all applications on the mobile. We believe as Enreach, we are mobile first at heart. Why that? Because a number of the companies who have formed the group Enreach were mobile pioneers and forerunners. VoiceWorks, for example, in Netherlands, as a first full MVNO, a B2B MVNO in Netherlands. Centile, where I'm originating from, if I can say, as one of the largest supplier of mobile PBX solution with some of the largest mobile deployments in Europe. And also Enreach, is MVNO is in more than 5 markets. So we're really the right ingredients to deliver the right mobile first solutions to the end users and to our partners. What are these solutions? I mentioned the reachability, but we can also mention how you integrate even the mobile in your CRM and ERP systems. Usually you have your fixed telecommunication, and there are some integration between the fixed telecommunication and some of the company software and services. With mobile, it's much less frequent to do that, and we can bring that through our full FMC, our full fixed mobile convergence capabilities. Also, I think delivering mobile call center, mobile contact center is also a way of differentiating, as well as bridging to any type of mobile apps, adding WhatsApp channels in your conversational bots or into your contact center interaction is indeed a way also to innovate and deliver the right solutions to the end users. Also, we see more and more demands for recording, for emotion analysis, and so on. And when you map these needs to the mobile, they somehow become right away very innovative because people were used to only see them in a fixed context, for example.
Right, that makes sense. Now, pivoting from mobile to other areas, what can we expect in terms of market growth for unified communication as a service, cloud communication as a service, and cloud productivity solutions, especially for the European region?
Yeah, it's always quite challenging to read in crystal balls, I would say. And pre-pandemic, any kind of forecast would have revealed really unrealistic or not to the point. However, we expect a fast growth, double-digit growth, maybe even more in the 25% range as a yearly growth. We believe that the somehow acceleration due to pandemic will go on. It will create even more demands. Why? Because a number of companies have adopted solutions, I would say, in emergency mode. They were not prepared, and they asked to their current supplier, "Do you have anything? Anything? It doesn't have to be great. Please provide me with something." Some others have turned to other suppliers, but in a rush, without really listing their requirements and even being aware of their requirements. And what we see for now, or 6 months and even a little more, is that the enterprises, the end users, are revisiting their choices. They are now very clear that they need a new type of solutions, providing more modern capabilities. I mentioned integration with CRM and so on, more mobile-first solution, and so on. So, and also a broader solution, as we mentioned, not only to communicate internally, to serve better the customers, to have the multiple interaction and customer interaction capabilities. So through this revisit, this will create a new wave of demand in addition to the, I would say, standard migration that was going on to the cloud, to IP, to software, to mobile. So indeed, a fast growth and a very exciting time ahead of us.
Indeed, and in that context, finally on MWC 2022 itself, what does Enreach have lined up? Can we expect more announcements?
Well, yeah, we have quite a big presence this year, and expect a large audience despite the pandemic and so on. But things seem to improve, so that's great news. We plan to showcase our full portfolio, so from UC, contact center as a service, conversational bots, and so on. Of course, showing and putting forward their mobile flavors or mobile first flavors for sure. But our main big announcement is going to be our new unified platforms, as we are releasing at Mobile Congress the first version, the first release of this platform, Enreach Up, so Enreach Unified Platform. And this is I would say the first release of all the combinations of our great powerhouse of technologies in Enreach. So combining the skills and know-hows of the various companies who are forming Enreach and the subsequent acquisitions. So a very important announcement for us. Enreach Up is a fully cloud-native cloud UC platform. It includes cloud PBX. It includes contact center as a service, as I said, conversational bots, but also integration with Teams, with CRMs, and so on. So really, not only, in fact, it's a new foundation that will allow a much faster innovation going forward. So that's very important for ourselves, for sure, but also for our partners, service providers and channel partners globally in Europe. But also it will be much easier to operate because it features what we call the canary deployment. Not getting into technical details, it's a much smoother delivery of new capabilities, new versions, new features. And also it will give access to the full richness of the features, capabilities, new value-added services that we have in the group. So indeed, an exciting news for us and for our ecosystem.
Yes, that is. Sorry, what was that?
For our ecosystem as well of partners.
Definitely. Yes, it does seem very exciting, and it also does seem that Enreach is definitely leading the way in the unified communications and cloud communications space. So, thank you, Bertrand. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Ishan. Merci.
Over to Tara at the Fast Mode Studios.
Thanks, Ishan. Lots of great stuff unfolding in the UC and cloud communications market. To learn more about Enreach and their offerings in this segment, please visit Enreach at www.enreach.com. For more updates and coverage on MWC Barcelona 2022, don't forget to visit www.thefastmode.com. Thank you and see you again.